the fourth. The championship
Ali.
on the line.
Saito right in front. Off of the post.
Yeah, I think that got part of Rhodes and part of the post.
I agree.
And the long rebound into the corner, chased down by Pacific. But once again, point blank range, and the Tigers can't get the goal. And there's center. Rhodes, another steal. Crowd's not happy, but that looked pretty good.
Yeah, well, you know what? I think either Rhodes very deceptively pulled on the shoulder of Eke Kolak, or they just went for play on. And this ball is going to be taken away by Araya. And if the Tigers can hurry, perhaps Saito right in front of us trying to cut his man off and create a counterattack. But play on was called on the previous possession, and the game has gotten more and more physical. The Tigers looking to counter. Inside water to Araya. Nothing doing.
It's just a little too much on that pass.
Just couldn't quite get on the end of it.
And, you know, they keep knocking at the doorstep and no one's answering. And after that pass was unable to be completed, James Graham kind of took off his hat and kind of banged it against his knee. Frustration. Just a one-goal game. Shot clock down to 3.
There's Asik for the direct shot.
And it's a lob over the top. But really, we saw the Waves defense yesterday frustrate the Gauchos all night long, and
just a continuation, just a sequel to the same movie we watched last night, the suffocating and frustrating defense played by Pepperdine.
Although the Tigers defense has been pretty good as well. I mean, just the 1-goal difference, although that was a sloppy pass there, the giveaway.
Well, Petrovic tried to swim it into some open water away from his defender. Bridley comes over and double teams, forces Petrovic into a bad spot and turned it over.
And the Waves, the big goal there to go back up by 2.
Urban again, who's been a big producer. Just a frustrating sequence for the Tigers. On the turnover, creates an opportunity for Urban, who had a little bit of room down the right side. The lefty puts it away. So goal cushion again for Pepperdine.
So Urban's second goal on the night, and the Waves back in front by 2, 6-4. Neither side has led by more than 2. And really, Tigers have not led all night. It's been the Waves tied or ahead all night long. 4:46 to go. See if Pacific can try to quickly cut the deficit back down to 1. Over to Petrovic.
Tigers crowding in front.
Now over to Thumbwood. Thumbwood back to Petrovic, under 10 in the center.
Not a good pass. To the wrong side of Reeves. Taken away by Pepperdine. Yeah, approaching the midway point in the fourth quarter, and the Tigers have got to try to find an answer here quickly.
Outlet to Urban. And looks like a 6-on-5 to come. Timeout called by Pepperdine as they're about to go. All right, distracted by an upset James Graham on the far side of the pool, but just their first 6-on-5 of the night to come here for the Waves.
Well, it's just a contrasting style of play. That's the product of two different approaches in the attack. The Tigers with a lot more motion trying to drive. Pepperdine has created out of the counterattack. They've been able to feed the center and produce a few goals in some other unsettled situations. So that's really a product of two different styles of play. It really is surprising that that is the first exclusion called to this point. But Terry Schroeder will call timeout and see if they can get a huge insurance goal here with just over 4 minutes to play in regulation.
Yeah, the way this game is going right now, you would have to think if you're Pacific, this is a must-stop 6-on-5. You can't afford to fall down by 3 with only 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, they really do. And Pepperdine showing that they deserve to be in this game. Defense wins championships. It's proven itself again right now that they are knocking on the door of a conference championship.
Yeah, you know, unlike some of our other games that were high scoring back and forth, even a 2-goal lead feels pretty big at this point, and the Waves a chance to try to make it 3. 4:08 to go. Pepperdine leading Pacific 6-4, and on their first 6-on-5 of the night. Back out to Toth, working around the perimeter. That pass a little high, although gathered.
Tigers in a little bit of unorthodox defense formation here. 2 Tigers in the goal, right at the post. And right on the doorstep, the ball is blocked, and the loose ball recovered by Petrovic, and before Pepperdine can perhaps steal it right in front or go for a ball under, James Graham will call timeout.
So the 6-on-5 is unsuccessful for the Waves. A big stop defensively there for the Tigers, and now James Graham flipping through his folder and
looking for a set piece, if you will. Here this with, again, counting down possessions, really they need to score on this possession, you would think, before things really tighten up for the Tigers.
Hey, you would think at this point maybe 4 possessions with 4 minutes to go?
That's probably about right, 4, maybe 5.
I mean, depending on how
quickly the possessions are played, if they can quickly steal it back from Pepperdine. Pepperdine obviously probably going to be more patient and try to run it down as low as they can on their possessions. We'll see what the Tigers do here quickly out of the timeout, if they want to be patient or if they try to get a quick goal and try to maximize the number of possessions left in the game.
Yeah, I mean, they've done well out of timeouts, although normally it's been on 6-on-5s out of timeouts where they've come out and been able to convert. But time starting to tick away and opportunities limited. 3:43 to go. Waves leading 6-4 over the Tigers.
Tigers looking for Saito, and then it's an exclusion. Holding the arm of Saito was Mate Toth.
Petrovic over
Power play to the Tigers.
Yeah, you would think a must-score situation here. Petrovic, Thumbwood, working around the perimeter now over to Saito. Petrovic does not shoot. Thumbwood. Now Saito. And
right there to IE, a beautiful feed from Saito. He was looking for IE the whole time. Looking at the postman, and a beautiful redirection tip in. A beautiful one-timer connection from Saito to IE. Trims the lead to 1. So a great must-have possession for the Tigers.
Yeah, a lot of patience there. Multiple passing. A couple times I thought maybe the Tigers were going to shoot. They kept passing it along, and then the great pass right in front, IE, his second goal on the night. And with 3:16 to go, with a 1-goal game once again. The Tiger fans on their feet chanting defense.
As we said, defense wins championships. Will the Tiger defense step up, or will it be the Pepperdine defense so far that will stymie the Tigers?
The Waves have done a nice job countering Tiger goals with goals of their own. There's a field block, loose, and the Waves chase down the rebound.
Nice hustle by Pepperdine on the far side. Looked like it was Thomas who recovered that long rebound.
Under 3 minutes to go, 15 on the shot clock.
And huge for Pepperdine to be able to run almost an entire minute off of the clock if they're patient and use it all here.
Shot clock down to 5. Urban, the long-range shot. Osmanovic saves it. Rebound. And that shot off the post. Nearly a huge second chance goal there for the Waves.
Ridley just, look what I found moment. His backhand off of the crossbar.
And so
Saito looking for inside water and an exclusion. Wave it off, no goal, no goal, it's an exclusion. Saito thinks he scored. Ege Kolak will recover the ball out of the goal and put it back in play for the Tigers. 2:10 to play.
Petrovic over to Saito. Now that pass to Petrovic, he's gonna have to go back and chase it as we near 2 minutes to go. 6-on-5, a chance for Pacific to tie things up. Saito, Petrovic, Ege Kolak, and
beautiful save.
Rhodes. Point blank range, big right-handed save there.
Should have gone over his head. Goaltender Rhodes came out with the big cross. He had the opportunity to go over his head. It was there. 18th save on the night for Zach Rhodes. Outstanding in net for Pepperdine tonight.
He had 17 yesterday, 18 now here tonight. And the Waves trying to.
5-meter penalty shot. Ridley with the power move. Earns a penalty shot. Just 1:27 to play in regulation, and Pepperdine with an opportunity to put some insurance on it.
Yeah, you would think here a goal on this 5-meter would probably mean ball game. So the 5-meter, Marco Asic, we've seen him score a couple of these already here this weekend. A chance to potentially clinch the championship for the Waves. Asic against Osmanovic from 5 meters. And the Tigers defense trying to get close and distract Asic.
Asic as he tries to creep in.
And
a huge save. Unbelievable save by Osmanovic. The save that they had to have. And it brings the home Pilsen Pool crowd to its feet. Unbelievable save in a night where Rhodes has stood on his head and kept Pepperdine in it. Osmanovic is equal. Osmanovic with his 11th save thus far.
So the Waves with it, they could hold it until under a minute before having to get off a shot. And so maybe the Tigers might only have one more possession. If they can get the stop, they'll have a chance to tie it back up after the save on the 5-meter. 14 on the shot clock.
Urban operating on Thumbwood.
Shot clock down to 7. Still backtracking, trying to get it off, and he does. And
a huge
unlucky
save.
there.
A huge save, but fortuitous for Pepperdine that Osmanovic couldn't corral the rebound and had to tip it out. That ball was on target. So 58 seconds to play in regulation. The Tigers will get it back now, if they get it back, with less than 30 seconds, maybe 28, 29 at the most.
Yeah, well, we saw yesterday in the Tigers semifinal win when they came back and took the lead. Similar situation. They held it till late, and then they got their shot saved, but it went out. They then were able to basically hold it and run off the final time on the clock. And so a situation here, not only a must stop, but a must save, keep it in play, and maintain possession, and then maybe a quick timeout, maybe not. They'll still have 25 seconds or so to work it forward and try to find a last second equalizer, but
high drama here from Kelton Pool.
Yeah, we'd expect nothing else.
For a championship, you want it to come down to the very end. It has been, as advertised, a heavyweight bout between the Waves and Tigers.
So the timeout is done. Pepperdine leading 6-5 with possession. 58 seconds to go on the game clock. A full 30 on the shot clock. A full 30 that they'll probably use most of.
The Tigers trying to press to steal.
And all sorts of contact there.
Thomas operating on the far side. Backed up into his backcourt.
Shot clock down to 12. Here's Asic.
Oh, and here's an opportunity for IE, and that's an exclusion against Asic. The play created by IE, and a pullback by Asic. Tigers will call timeout, and that was the opportunity from terrific defense by IE to Cobra and the Mongoose. IE patient, and then waited to pounce and strike and pick the pocket of Asic, and then puts the ball into a little bit of open space. He had Asic beat by a half a stroke. Asic forced to pull back, and no doubt about it, the correct call and exclusion. James Graham will call timeout with the game on the line.
Yeah, Asic had 3 goals on the night, but just about a minute ago had his 5-meter save, which was a chance to basically clinch the championship. And there, has his pocket picked, gets excluded. So a 6-on-5 for the Tigers to come here with 33 seconds left, 26 on the shot clock. And really, this is the possession that will decide whether the Waves are conference champions or if we're probably headed to overtime.
At this point, I wouldn't even rule out, even if the Tigers score, the Waves have shown that they've been creative and effective with high percentage looks. Could they on their last possession, should the Tigers score, could they score a late game winner?
So the Tigers
got the 6-on-5.
Yeah, 6-on-5. The Tigers have looked pretty good on the 6-on-5, especially coming out of timeouts. They've showed good patience. They've kept it simple. In fact, they've kind of gone quick on the last one. We'll see what they do here. Tigers' chance to tie the game. 30 seconds to go. Petrovic gives it up
from the Tigers.
And they work it around, still patient, working it. And somehow that does not go in. Iko Saito.
So the loose ball recovered, it just skims across the goal line and not in.
And so a good look, and somehow it does not go in. And now the Waves spreading the pool, looking to run off the final seconds.
And that pass out of bounds, under pressure on the far sideline. Ege Kolak
in the center, a chance. Also
ball under. And the Waves will hold on and survive. An unbelievable finish. The Tigers had an opportunity right in front, but Zach Rhodes comes off of his line and forces ball under to seal the win for Pepperdine. So as the Waves plunge into the pool to celebrate a Golden Coast Conference championship. What an unbelievable defensive performance by Pepperdine.
Yeah.
Hats off to them.
So Pepperdine came in the number 4 seed. They had to earn their way in the semis. They beat the top seed Santa Barbara yesterday, and then another impressive defensive performance here tonight. We'll see who is honored with the MVP, but I think it's pretty clear to us the MVP this weekend has been their goalkeeper, Zach Rhodes.
No doubt about it. He was the difference the entire night. Like you said, Paul, they had to play their way into this. Nothing granted to them. They came in as one of the lower seeds, had to win a play-in game, and then completely frustrated and stymied the top 2 teams of the conference, UC Santa Barbara and Pacific. So hats off and congratulations to the Pepperdine Waves.
So Rhodes finishing at 19-20 saves here tonight, at 17 yesterday, 12 the day before. So probably we'll wait to see officially if he's the MVP, but more than likely he is. Either way, congratulations to the Pepperdine Waves, the inaugural Golden Coast Conference men's water polo champions, here tonight with a 6-5 win over Pacific. So 7 games over 3 days and a lot of great water polo action here. The 5th place game was won by UC Irvine, 14-13 in overtime yesterday. The 3rd place game earlier tonight won by Long Beach State, 12-10 over UC Santa Barbara, and then a 1-goal thriller here tonight in the championship game as the Pepperdine Waves pick up the 6-5 win. So Pat, we can say it's been a fun weekend.
It has been a fun weekend and unbelievable water polo. It's really disappointing that this was the first year of this conference's establishment, because Pepperdine would have been a terrific representative of the Golden Coast Conference if they had moved on and had an automatic qualifier into the NCAA tournament. They were hot, they played outstanding defense, they got goals when they needed to, and they were definitely deserving to hold the title of Golden Coast Conference champions.
Yeah, and both of these 2 teams, a lot of players back next season. Who knows, maybe we could see these 2 teams in the championship game once again next season, although Long Beach State and Santa Barbara certainly they'll try to do their part in having a word and saying something different, but that'll do it here for the Golden Coast Conference Championship Tournament. So for producer Michael Jernery, my partner Pat Donlin, and the rest of our team, I'm Paul Meisens. thank you once again for joining us all weekend long. Your 2016 Golden Coast Conference champions, the Pepperdine Waves, as they defeat the Pacific Tigers 6-5 here tonight from Chris Kelton Pool. So that'll do it. This was the Golden Coast Conference Championship Tournament on PacificTigers.com.
And now, fans, it's time to